like that, yeah. I like that, yeah.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL bullies to extreme. Pocket standing, not left behind. Bully breathing is a grind and we don't mind. Pick it up shit, Facebook posting. Put in the time, we get left behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint to cry. Stay grounded with 10 toes down. Some get big headed when they win at a show. Some act like Joe, plus some hype for dough. Real breeders are humble, you know. Cause they know just cause you won the class don't mean you won the show.
What is going on, guys? Friday Dog Talk. Hey, special shout out to Drippy Smooth. Drippy helped me out with that song. We're trying new songs for intros. Definitely Drippy. I had a lot of fun making that one with you, man. Appreciate the love, man. Hey, we got a bunch of y'all up in here. We just seen Mr. Christopher Bustillos decided to go ahead and become a member. And you know how we do it when you become a member?
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Welcome on board. We do this every Friday and Monday at 7 p. CST. Every now and then I'll change it around just to keep y'all on your toes, man. But nonetheless, I can't stop there. I got to shout out Queen's New Blood Kennel.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Thank you, Queen's New Blood. They went ahead and gifted a membership to la-di-da-di anybody that shows up. And so, hey, nothing but love, man. Good evening. We got Perfect Storm Bullies, Maurice Humboldt, Adam Fields, like always, Teray Thompson. There you go. Miss Fredia Strivey, like always. Eric Chavez, hoy sí llegué a tiempo. What is going on, man? Thanks for joining us. We got Daniel Old Person all the way from Montana, man. That's it. That's it. Listen, tonight we're going to be talking about something that's really important, really exclusive to just about any breeder, anyone out there. You don't even have to be a breeder. You could be just a dog owner. Your female can become infertile due to a variety of things. Don't get me wrong. You may want to spay your female, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you wanted to do. But you don't want her to be infertile because she's infected with the stuff we're going to be talking about tonight. We got the life of Miklo. What's good, QBN fam? Finally caught alive. Hey, man, what's up? Number love, Marley, good night. You got it. You got it. Definitely tonight, we are going to be spinning the wheel. For those of y'all, you know, that are going to be answering certain things. And so tonight we're going to make a very simple question. It's going to be one question throughout for you to gain a spin, but you're going to have to learn how to connect the dots because I want you to be able to research a little bit more. I don't want you to just go Google and get the first response or have a guest on this live like I've had on the past, and he or she says something outlandish off the wall, and you nod your head and you believe it. So, no, I want you to connect the dots and look a little bit further, research a little bit more. So the question I'm going to be asking tonight is, what ingredient in Nuvet Plus or New Joint DS, right? Or New Joint DS. So I'm going to put in Nuvet Plus or New Joint DS, okay, helps with which condition? And when I mean which condition, I mean every and any condition that we're going to be talking about tonight, right? So that's the question, right? Those of you that haven't bought Nuvet, I hate it for you. I don't know what you want me to do. All I can tell you is maybe you want to go online and research it while we're talking, while we're giving insights. Meanwhile, I got my dude in the back, Kyle, to become a member and interact with this channel. Please click on the link below or go below on description. There's going to be a link there for you to go right ahead and become a member. Also, if you want to get yourself some Nuvet, which is our only multivitamin we use, or New Joint DS, which is the only joint supplement we use, make sure to go to nuvet.com and punch in our code 513237. 513237. You can buy this stuff in stores, and you need a code to be able to get it. All right. We got Miss Sylvia Figueroa. Good evening, all. We got G Line. What up? What up? Not much, man. We're going to be talking about some serious things that can actually afflict your female, okay's reproduction. Whether it means it was all good up to that point, and then from that point on, you're going to have issues, or literally whatever is afflicting the female is just going to cause her to be infertile or not be able to work with you in any way. Or you get a membership by gift. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, Queens. I appreciate you for doing that. So the first condition I want to talk to you guys about is a condition called dystocia, right? And again, you know, medical terms, whether it's veterinary or in human terms or whatnot, they use Greek, right? Old Greek, in order to be able to, you know, say what's going on. Trinidad, what's going on? I see you. So I want to show you this picture. All right, look on the screen. And dystocia is nothing more than a puppy being stuck in the birth canal. If you look on the area up here, once I put the picture, that's the puppy's head. Do you think the width of the head is going to be able to make it through that canal? Obviously, the answer is no. And therefore, this is the reason why I always recommend on day 57, because that's when the bones are calcified, for you to go and get your female x-ray. The x-ray, I mean, a lot of you love to sit there and count the pups, and that's great. Okay, that's part of it. I get it. But the most important part is to make sure that that puppy's head is going to be able to make it through the canal, right? Because if it's not, like in the situation in this picture, that's an automatic C-section, guys. So this is something you can really sidestep. It's really easy. It's basic maintenance, I call it. And what I mean by that is when you have a female that is pregnant, okay, first of all, on day 30 to 35, you get the ultrasound, you verify she is pregnant, then she continues her pregnancy. Then on day 57, you want to get the x-ray done. This way we can see puppy's head size versus mom's canal. Can the puppies make it through? If they can't, okay, then you need a C-section. Now, let's say old Jim Bob, right, decides, hey, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're not gonna do any x-rays or anything like that. And she gonna birth it out because she's just gonna birth it out, right? You got some bubbles out here that just think that way. Either way, one of the signs of dystocia is gonna be you're gonna see blood coming out the vulva before the puppy gets there. Now, for those of you that I've talked about or have seen me talk about it before, the way it normally works is basically the puppy's placenta is going to come off of the uterus, right? It's going to come right off of it, right? And that's going to create this iron-rich green coloring, right? And that's all over on the inside. So typically what you're going to see is green coming out first, then the sac, and then the puppy. It doesn't always go in that order. You may get green, the sac, and the placenta and the puppy, or you may get green, the puppy inside of the sac, and then the placenta. Okay. But what is important is that if you see nothing but blood coming out or red, right, and the female has been pushing, and then all of a sudden she just stops, and you could just see that she's exhausted and she's not pushing anymore. Yeah, you pretty much have an issue that's been going on for over 30 minutes, right? Don't forget, whenever you see green coming out, green means go, right? Green means go, because what that means is that puppy's placenta has come off of the uterus. That placenta is what's feeding that puppy oxygen. Okay. However, that little oxygen tank, the placenta, the minute it comes right off of the uterus, it starts turning color and starts turning dark because it's starting to run out of oxygen. So literally when it comes off, you have about 8 minutes to get it out. Okay. So yes, green means go, but when you see red and you see the female pushing and not pushing it out, and then all of a sudden collapsing and getting tired, then yeah, man, you're in a world of hurt. We got Sulema saying for the question calcium. Okay. It doesn't work that way, Sulema. Tell me, what is calcium that I understand is in Nuvet, but tell me, what is calcium good for? Okay. How does it prevent this? How does calcium prevent this or any of the other things that we're going to talk about? Okay. Marie says vitamin C allows the dog to absorb the MSM glucosamine chondroitin. Super important for preventing joint issues. Maurice, that is great. Okay. But you're not getting it. Tonight, we're talking about female reproductive issues. So I need you to explain to me how vitamin C, for example, if it did, how does it prevent dystocia, right? That's because we're on this subject. So I need you to reference it to what we're talking about, okay? You need Nuvet Plus, New Joint DS, like you need to breathe, vital to development and support. This is great, but it doesn't earn you a spin. I need you to tell me how that ties in to the conditions that we're going to be talking about. Okay, chondroitin helps with joints. I get it. QBN chat, I get it. Insuralta, I had the vet x-ray and measure a pup when I had a singleton. I'd recommend for all litters. Absolutely. In fact, when you have smaller litters like singletons or even 2-pup litters, those have a tendency to create macro fetuses, right? Big fetuses, right? Which is another reason why I would never, ever, ever, listen to me closely, never feed your female pregnant dog dying. Do not feed your pregnant female dog dying. Why is it? Because the high sugar content shoots insulin, which causes everything to be absorbed and stored. So it causes these pups to become macro fetuses, right? People with, this is what happens. You have people that call themselves breeders that really aren't breeders. They're more like puppy peddlers and puppy sellers out here. And they could care less what they feed a mom in order to make the puppy look big so they could either sell it fast or fetch a higher price. Those macro pups, those macro fetuses, they end up having a lot of issues as they go forward. A detailer says oxytocin stimulating contractions during labor, promoting social bonding and helping with milk production. This is true, but oxytocin is not a Nuvet. I can tell you that right now. So definitely, I can tell you this, however, detailer, if there's a female in labor, and this is one reason why vets don't like to give oxytocin, because all you need is an idiot to pretty much ruin a dog's life. So if you have a pup that cannot make it through the birth canal and you sit there and you hit the dog with oxytocin, man, let me tell you, you may get a piece of a pup and the other piece is still inside, or you may ruin her uterus. You could damage her uterus because oxytocin causes the uterus to contract. It is also the bonding hormone. I get that. But there are certain circumstances like this one right here that you don't want to give your dog oxytocin, right? You could run you can run into a lot of trouble. Now, Teray Thompson caught my ear because he's saying magnesium helps with proper ovulation. Look at that. We educating ourselves over here, man. We're definitely educating ourselves. However, Nuvet doesn't have magnesium. So we continue talking, man. We continue talking. Let me come up with the next condition I want to talk to you guys about. And this one, a lot of people know it, and it's the famous pyometria, right? And what that is basically an infection in the uterus. If you notice, right, the female dog, right, her uterus has two horns. It's got two sides to it, not like human uterus, right? It's got two sides to it. That's why you see on the right side, you see, I guess, the vet's glove on one side of the uterus, and then the other side, right? Because it looks like a big sausage, if you will. But the right side, believe it or not, is the right side of it, and the left side is the left side of it. Pyometria, what ends up happening, guys, it's mechanically, it's very easy to explain. You have a tract, right? So you have the female's vulva, then you have a tract, and then you're going to have the cervix. The cervix is nothing more than the very tip or the opening to the uterus, right? That cervix is normally closed, but when the female goes in heat, obviously, in order to allow sperm to get through it, it's going to open up. Here's the issue. If you have a female in you know, that likes to say jump in mud, and you know, it's just a dirty type of dog. Okay. And what I mean by that is just she loves to jump in mud to get cool, but it gets everything muddied up, including her cooter. And, you know, you might not have her in a cage, or if you do, you have her on dirt, right? Here's why dirt is the number one enemy for females, in particular when they go in heat, and especially when they're coming out of it. It's because E. coli, right? E. coli, look it up. You don't know what that is. E. coli lives on dirt, man. It lives on feces. And then when it rains, and you know, water just spreads it all over the soil. And so if you have a female that lays down because she's hot on this soil that has E. coli, and that little bit of E. coli touches the tip of her vulva, now you have a bacterial infection. And that bacterial infection is going to make it all the way to the tract, all the way to that open cervix, and climb inside. Here's the issue. This cervix is supposed to remain open until your female's progesterone level on IDEX is up to 18, at which time that cervix will close. But on the other end of it, where the uterus is at, it's full of bacteria now. So now you have this right here. And that's why you're seeing all of that inflammation. And it's because, you know, what wasn't supposed to get in, got in. Okay. Now, there are people that will sit here and tell you how naturally they can cure this. I'll be perfectly honest with you. As far as I'm concerned, if I have a female of mine with this condition, she's getting spayed. It's game over. I'm not even messing around with her life, right? By the way, when you have this condition, this is an emergency. You need to run with your female, okay? You need to run with your female to the vet, okay? Don't be trying to shortchange it or anything. You need to run to the vet, and they need to go ahead and spay her, okay? What are the signs of pyometria? Well, one of the main things that you may notice is that all of a sudden she starts trying to urinate, and she starts drinking water, and every now and then she'll look a little lifeless, maybe just lay on the ground. Maybe even if you put a thermometer on her, you know, she's showing that she's got a fever. Okay, and this is coming out of the heat, meaning say she, you know, you knew that she was going to hit 18 today, and then 2 days from now, you're starting to notice these things. Yeah, those are signs of pyometria. You need to run with your dog to the vet. that is a major emergency, can take your dog's life. All right. The other condition, well, let me see if we have any comments out here. The green bottle has magnesium. Okay, it does have magnesium, but it does have magnesium. It's not stated as one of the minerals. But you're right, Teray. You're absolutely right, man. So you got yourself a spin. Remind me that. Let me go ahead and put a little star by your name. South Bay Pressa says, what Nuvet product do you recommend? My Pressa Canario just had a tie on February 17th. Well, listen, I'm going to do this, and you can figure it out for yourself, man. Here we go. Guys, real quick, let me talk to you about Nuvet and New Joint Plus. This is a multivitamin. This is joint support. Many people out here have done before and after pictures showing you the improvement that this alone brings to the table. If you're feeding kibble, if you're feeding raw, there could be some insufficiencies that are actually causing structural issues to your dog. Wouldn't you want to correct that? This is just it. The multivitamin that'll do it for you is Nuvet and also joint support with New Joint Plus. I recommend both bottles. We're going to go ahead and leave a link in the descriptions below. Now let's get back to it. And we're getting right back to it. So, hey, Adam Fields already letting you know, man. Go to nuvet.com/513237. If not, don't worry about it. Go to nuvet.com, place your order. At some point, it's going to ask for ordering code. Make sure to put in 513237. In addition, I'm going to tell you this. If you do auto ship, okay, you're going to get an additional 13% off, and you're also going to get put on my yearly raffle where the raffle winner gets a full year's worth of Nuvet and New Joint DS. So my recommendation is both, man. This is where the vitamins and minerals are at. This is where the joint support is at. That's my recommendation. Sulema Santiago says calcium helps with the development of pups' bones, preventing hip dysplasia. There you go. Preventing hip dysplasia. All right, Sulema. All right, Sulema. I can buy that. But how does that tie in to reproduction issues, Sulema? Reproduction issues. Like, let me give you an example. You can't use this after I give it to you, but I'm going to give you an example. The calcium in Nuvet Plus is going to help the female with contractions when she's having puppies. Okay? That'll get you a spin. However, you can't use it because I just threw it out there. Okay? South Bay Pressa says, thank you, Adam Fields. When should I start her on it? I'm already giving her Vertex structure. I don't know what that is. You can start her right away, man. What breed do we have is American Bully, but the language we speak is dog. So pretty much every and anything that we're talking about, it doesn't really matter what breed. The other thing I want to talk to you about is something called metritis. Yes, metritis. And what that is nothing more than the inflammation of the wall of the uterus. So basically, whereas endometritis is inflammation of the functional lining of the uterus, called the endometrium, the term pelvic inflammatory disease is often used for metritis. Okay. This condition can often progress to chronic and causes infertility in females. Okay. What are usually inflammation of the uterus that occurs after pregnancy? It is usually caused by bacterial infection. Again, you will just notice the dog's belly is distended, it's big, and you're like, damn, but she just had 10 pups. Does she have 5 more in there? Right? And in reality, what it is a bacterial infection. And if you don't catch it fast enough, your dog's going to become infertile. You got to realize, guys, female dogs, right? At least ethically, you shouldn't be breeding them until their 3rd heat. So why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing it up because if you wait until the 3rd heat and the dog is, say, around 20 months old, your female's nearly 2 years old, right? Letting your female, while she's in full-blown heat, go jump in the mud is as stupid could be. If she happens to gain an infection, right, then and she ends up you having to spay her you've pretty much thrown away your money and thrown away 2 years of your time waiting for this female to come around. So it's really, really important that, and we just made a video here recently. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out, where we're feeding our dogs raw, kibble, and cooked. But I make it very clear. I have 3 of my 6 cages are on cement. The other 3 are about to get cemented this weekend. Cement, okay, the added advantage over pea gravel, in which that's what I had in before, is hygiene, right? You can literally wash the cement off, have a fan blowing right on it, and within an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it's completely dry. Now you can feed your dogs raw. They could eat it off the ground. Not that you want them to do that, but at least you don't have stuff getting stuck on it or anything like that and them eating it. So just throwing that out there. South Bay says, love the channel. Nothing but love, man. Become a member, and we can make this a conversation every Monday and Friday. Folic acid necessary for healthy growth and division of cells. Helps regulate embryonic and fetal nerve cell formation. Look at y'all, man. When we're talking spins, how fast y'all start doing research, man. I love it. I love it, man. But you should be doing this with me and every other cat out here, because there's a lot of people out here that like to fake the funk and make it seem like they know what they're talking about, but they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. The only way that you're going to figure them out is when they come live, whatever they say, you research it just like you're researching these answers, and then you throw it right in their face when they're wrong. Just keeping it real with you. And Sarata says, I know that folic acid is necessary in pregnancy to prevent birth defects, and pregnant women take it too. Absolutely. Also, vitamin E is important in reproduction from your videos. This is true. However, how does that tie in to reproductive issues? That's where you need to tie it in. Queen's New Blood Kennel says, I've seen you keep it clean so they can eat off of it if needed. Yes, absolutely. The last thing you want is, there's crap on the floor and a piece of chicken falls and it touches the crap. Now the dog is eating E. coli. Now, listen to me here for a second. We all have E. coli, including dogs, but it's a bacteria that lives in the intestine. The minute that chicken were to touch the feces and now the dog eats it, now you're getting intestinal bacteria and you're putting it in a dog's mouth. Now you're about to create chaos for yourself. Not a love. All the puppies were born healthy. One was born with no hair or teeth. He's 7 months. Not a love. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're getting me off topic. In addition, you're not a member. Do me a favor, become a member for as little as $5 a month. We'll make it a conversation here for sure. I'm not meaning to not answer you. Just hold your question, rewrite it later on in the show. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I just want to get through all of these conditions before I get sidetracked. That's all. Marley says vitamin B1 can strengthen the immune system, helping to fight against bacteria in the uterus. Woo-wee! I think, Marley, if you would have been a member, you would have gotten a spin, man. Absolutely. Unfortunately, you're not. You want to become a member? Again, we have a link down below for as little as $5 a month. Not only do we have a conversation, but Marley, right then and there, you would have won a spin. That's simple. Thomas, I'm an up-and-coming breeder, and I would love to chat with you. Okay, Thomas, become a member. Become a member. Become a member. It's that simple. Go down to the link below. You could either do $5 a month, and we could have this conversation here live. If you want, you could go to our mentorship level. We do 2 FaceTimes a month under the mentorship level. So it's up to you what you like to do, man. Do you feed your dog chia seeds? No, I don't. Glucosamine, wrong spelling is necessary for strength and oxidation of bone when female goes into her labor. It helps open the canal to give birth. That's quite a stretch, but you are right. I'm not going to contradict what you're saying. So Sylvia Figueroa, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spin. Now, let me just go ahead and continue here. One of the other things that is very common, and I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me, is none other than mastitis. This right here. That right there, in my opinion, is a silent killer. And people, they really don't give it the importance that it really requires. Okay, mastitis is nothing more than the inflammation of the dog's equivalent of a female's breast, okay, of her teats that are there. And you're going to feel that they're going to be hot to the touch. They're going to be reddish pink. And also they could be knotted up. Okay, that's usually not good. How does this happen? Well, say, for example, you have a female that's pregnant. She's walking around in your yard, and she decides, you know what? I want to lay down on this ground because it's hot, and my tits are hot. So I want to lay down on the ground because the ground is cool. Okay, we just spoke about it a minute ago. Soil has E. coli, right? It's there, especially when you got dogs peeing and pooping all over your yard, right? So you got to make a conscious decision that there's E. coli everywhere. So this pregnant female now lays down, and one of her little teats gets pressured, and it lets out a tiny little drop of milk. And that tiny little drop of milk makes contact with soil and where there's E. coli, and she lays there for about 20 minutes. Do you know how fast bacteria multiply in 20 minutes? And that's how you end up giving that to one of your dogs without even knowing. Without even knowing, guys. I had a female. Well, I still have her. Thank God. She's alive and well. And her name is Aruba. And Aruba gave birth to 11 pups in her first litter. I couldn't have been happier. 11 pups. One major issue. She had severe mastitis. And so when she gave birth, we put the puppies on her, but I started seeing discoloration of the milk. I started seeing like a yellowish color, and I decided, let's take the puppies off. And it was a fateful decision on my end. It was fateful because at the time, colostrum wasn't as available as it is now. By the way, guys, if you're about to have a litter, maybe ordering some colostrum is not the worst thing, especially if you're a first-timer, because the puppies use the colostrum, right, as their immune system for the first 27 days. They're born with an immature immune system. And so until day 28, it really doesn't kick in for them. And even then, they have an immature immune system. But long story short, with my girl, Aruba, we ended up losing 10 out of 11 puppies. Also, her mastitis was so bad on one of her back teats that she actually chewed on it and opened a gash. I had to go run with her. We had to end up putting an e-collar on her. I had to run over there. We had to do laser treatments twice a week. I mean, it was just a big mess. All because I didn't know better at the time, and she was laying down on the freaking soil. Had I known better, right? Had I known better, she would have been inside of a cement cage, right? If she was hot, you know, she would have been able to walk in. She had air conditioning. Whatever the case would have been, she would have been a lot more comfortable and a lot more hygienic than laying down on just the dirt, on the soil. It's a mammary infection. Yes, mammary infection. Marie says, does any folic acid work? What's the dosing for a pregnant dog? Look it up. That's an excellent question, Maurice. Look up the dosing and let me know. Detailer, blue-green algae aids in cholesterol reduction and mineral absorption, as mom is going to lose a lot of minerals after birth. Come on. That's a bit of a stretch, Detailer. I see you, but that's a bit of a stretch because the same could be true, say, with vitamin C, which helps with absorption. The same could be true with vitamin D, which is also going to help with absorption. So you got to give me something a little bit more specific, but good try. I like where you're heading with this. All right. The next thing that we're going to come up with is none other. Let me go ahead and take the banner down here for just a minute. Retained placenta. By the way, that is a placenta, what you're looking at. Obviously, the puppy has been taken off of the placenta, and that's what pretty much sticks onto the female's uterus on the inside. The placenta serves as pretty much a nutrient hub, if you will, between mom and pup. Also, oxygen, right? If you're looking at this placenta, you notice how it's blue. Typically, it comes out red, starts turning blue once it becomes oxygen depleted, right? So what ends up happening with retained placenta, and a lot of times we get so excited that we're having a litter that we're counting puppies, but we're not counting placentas coming out. And that's a big problem. Say you have 10 puppies, but you only have 6 placentas. Man, that is a major issue. It is a major issue. For one, mom eats the placenta and it becomes an immediate nutrient rich food for her as soon as she gives birth, which she's going to need, especially the sugars in there. In addition, a placenta inside of mom, if mom gave birth to 10 pups and you have 6 placentas, immediately after she gave birth, don't have a heart attack. Okay, take a deep breath. It's not the end of the world. Give it about a good 6 to 12 hours to have her pass the other 4. And you're really going to have to be on top of her, because the minute she passes it, guess what she's going to do? She's going to eat it. And you might not even know she passed it. Okay. But if 24 hours have gone by and she hasn't expelled the placenta, then you definitely want to go run to a vet, right? You definitely want to run to a vet. Maybe they could give you some oxytocin to have that, uterus contract, maybe expel it that way, somehow get that out. Because after 24 hours, right, that placenta inside can actually make the milk that the puppies are drinking off of mom toxic, and it can actually start killing them one at a time. So really, really important. D. Taylor says brewer's yeast, A balance, natural source of B vitamins, including folic acid. Okay. Helps with which condition? You're giving me information, but you're not tying the dot. Remember, I said you're going to have to connect some dots. So tell me how that's going to help me with pregnancy issues, reproductive issues. Marley, I can't become a member in my country. I'm so sorry, Marley. I really am, my friend. There's nothing I can do. We have stated that spins will be for members only, but nonetheless, Marley, I appreciate your participation. Keep participating, man. Nothing but love. Have you guys ever gone to a vet and the vet tells you, we'll do everything for you, but we have to get a brucellosis screening from the stud. Your female is good to go, but we have to get a brucellosis screening from the dog. Well, let me tell you guys, brucellosis is actually pretty serious. It's a bacterial infection. And it starts out with the ingestion of unpasteurized milk from infected animals, right? So, and then, or close contact with the secretion. So basically a mom could basically pass it to the males or the females of her litter. Now, I'm going to tell you, this picture I'm about to show you is pretty gory. If you don't want to look, you might want to turn your face. But this is what brucellosis infection looks like on a male dog. What's scary is I've been to a couple of dog shows and I've actually seen this. Yep, right there. That's it. You'd be surprised. That redness you see there, that's not normal, guys. That is definitely not normal. And it could actually lead to infertility in the long run, of course. So basically the trauma in the vaginal area, right, due to brucellosis, actually leaves the female infected by the male. So just so you know, if you have a female that has it, well, look, it's not a good situation. Whether it's a female or a male, they're going to give it to the other one. But I just wanted to tell you that the female will almost 100% of the time get it, just because when they're having intercourse, there's tears and whatnot in the vaginal tract. So that's how it usually works out, unfortunately. Also, brucellosis is highly contagious between dogs and can be transmitted through sexual contact also with aborted fetuses, and even through contaminants. So if you have a female that has enough of this brucellosis contamination within her tract, she will end up aborting, man. And at the end of the day, you did absolutely nothing. You got nothing to favor you. Sulema says, vitamin A promotes growth and immunity in new puppies. Lack of vitamin A can end in fetal deformities. Sulema Santiago, you get yourself a spin. You see what I'm saying? That's how you connect some dots, right? Also, Queen's New Blood, nothing but love, Queen's New Blood. Let me go ahead and...
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Queen's New Blood has gone ahead and gifted another QBN Kennel membership. I appreciate you. For as little as $5 a month, you can be a member, be a part of this conversation, and we're going to answer all your questions, and you also get a chance of gaining a spin. So, hey, it is what it is. Raul, Motor Bullies, you got it, man. Marley says brucellosis is also zoonotic. This is correct. Let me get the exact definition of zoonotic. Because I want people to, it says an infectious disease that can be transmitted from animals to humans. Okay, so zoonotic means you have a dog walking around brucellosis. Next thing you know, dog's owner is sitting there at the beach with his nuts looking like this, right? Not bueno. Not good. So thank you for bringing that up, Marley. That would have actually gained you another spin, by the way. Great Smoky Bully says, do you think 5.5 month old is too old for ear cropping? That is up to the ear cropper, my friend. I can sit here and say yes or no, but it really doesn't matter what my opinion is. I've seen croppers crop at 1 year old. I've seen croppers say they won't crop past 12 weeks. It's up to the cropper. So I appreciate your question, but it comes down to the person that's doing it. Adam Field says selenium is crucial for various bodily functions, including reproductive health. It's an antioxidant, supports thyroid function, and plays a role in DNA synthesis. This is great. How does it tie in to a specific reproductive issue? Don't give me these general vague terms. That's what Google gives you. Don't give me that. Give me something specific. Connect the dots. All right. I'm trying to get Marley. Okay, there you go, Queens. Queens is trying to get Marley to become a member. You see that, Marley? That's how this community works, man. Nothing but love. Unfortunately, we have no control as to who gets it. The other condition that I want to hit you guys on, which is actually not cool, not bueno whatsoever, is none other than follicular cyst of ovary. Okay, follicular cyst of ovary. Here you go. So you have an ovary and you look at them little water bubbles. Those are cysts, if you want to call them that, right? I'm talking about the water bubble part, not the cyst part. Those are cysts. And those cysts will cause tremendous chaos in your female. Now, one of the ways that you can know if your female has this is by literally just going to the vet and having them do an ultrasound on the female's ovaries. And they're able to identify if there are cysts in there or not. Okay. Again, this is just a recommendation. You do whatever you like. If I have a female that has cysts, we're going to spay, and that's the end of that. I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out an $8,000 surgery that has a 30% success rate. No, she's just going to get spayed, and that's the end of that. Great Smoky Bully says, only reason we had to wait so late is because when we got her, we went to take her to get them done ASAP, but Ear Cropper said she had mange and wouldn't do it till, I guess, all eggs were dead on her. Okay, that's fair, man. That's fair, Great Smoky. I'm not questioning anything. I'm just saying I couldn't answer your question at all because, like I said, it comes down to the cropper. If you're in an area where the cropper only does it at, say, 12 weeks, and you're stuck, right? But if the guy or the gal is willing to do it at whatever age, then, hey, more power to you. Sulema says zinc is essential for the adequate development of the placenta. Zinc deficiency can promote infertility, prolonged labor, retardation, teratogenesis, embryonic or fetal death. And Zulema Santiago. Okay, well, I didn't say this part. Sulema, I'm going to give you a second spin because I hadn't said this yet. But you only get one spin. All right? You only get one spin. But I'm going to give you two because you earned them, and I hadn't said that yet. Saludos, Jacere. What is going on? Hey, by the way, a toda mi gente latina que nos está mirando, nosotros entramos aquí en vivo todos los lunes y viernes a las 7 p.m. de hora central de los Estados Unidos. Si estás en Venezuela, si eres cubiche, estás en Miami, si eres dominicano, estás en Nueva York, o si eres boricua, make sure to tune in 7 p.m. CST every Monday and every Friday. Great Smoke Bully says he also said the mange was genetic and got it from the mom. There's no such thing as the mange being genetic, my friend. Mange is a parasite, and mom cannot pass it on genetically. Mom will pass it on, however, because of the closeness between mom and the puppy while the puppy is drinking milk. There's no such thing as a dog genetically passes mange from one to another. That vet is either a complete idiot or he's blowing smoke up your rear end. Marley says, thanks for trying, but I don't think it's going to work. Appreciate the effort, though. Number love, Marley. Number love. This community got your back. Sulema says, it's fine. I'm still searching and want to share what I found with all you guys. That's very interesting. I love it. I love it because you guys, this exercise is getting you guys to think outside of the box and connect the dots. And that's only going to make you that much more strong and powerful. Right now, I'm pretty much done with the conditions. Now, there's many more conditions, many more. But I'm going to tell you guys this. The majority of these conditions, majority, okay, are hygienic conditions. And our conditions also, let me see if brucellosis could actually be attacked. Yeah, and it says treatment. Yeah, brucellosis is a bacterial infection. Depend on the type of the bacteria. Okay, so basically, brucellosis, right? Let me come up with that picture again. This right here can be treated with antibiotics. Once they figure out, they get blood and they figure out what's the causing agent, they'll know what bacteria to use. So these are things that could be prevented. This antibiotics could get this fixed. This can't be prevented. This, in my opinion, you spay and you keep on walking. This one right here, retained placenta. Guys, come on, man. We spoke about this. Count the number of placentas. You're going to have to be on top of mom and make sure you got the same number of placentas as you got puppies. Mastitis, real easy. Don't let mom lay on soil. If you can, keep her in the house. If she wants to lay down on tile floor, I'm not saying that's perfect, but that's a lot better than laying down on soil. Pyometria, I already told you guys, don't let your female in heat go jump in a mud pile or get a mud bath or lay down in the soil. When your female's in heat, that's when you must be super hygienic with her. As far as metritis, we spoke about it. If the female has an infection after she gives birth, you're going to see the belly still going to be huge. And dystocia, this is completely preventable on day 57. Make sure to get an x-ray on your female so you can figure out if the puppy's head is going to make it through the canal. It's really that simple, these things, guys. What it do? We got What It Do with Big Lou and Adam Fields, nothing but love. Guys, I'm ready to answer questions. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spins. We got 4 spins. So let me get the spins going here. While we're doing that, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So we got spin number 1 here. Hold on a second. I don't want to miss anybody, man. All right, Teray Thompson, magnesium helps with proper ovulation. Here we go. And in all fairness, Teray was just throwing them one after another. So here you go, Teray. This one's for you, man. Oh, spin again. All right, Teray. All right, man. All right. Let's do it. Let's spin it. Let's spin a little harder this time. There we go. Oh, there you go. Wristband. Stop. All right, Teray. Listen, man. Listen, the wheel seems to not want to participate so far, but it's all good, man. I hope you learned, quite a bit doing your research, because I'm sure you probably found a couple other things while you were researching that. Next person up, we have Silvia Figueroa. She gets a spin. Glucosamine, wrong spelling, is necessary for strength and oxidation of the bone. When female goes into labor, helps open the canal to give birth. All right, let's go ahead and get your spin going. And here we go. And, oh, man. Oh, no, man. The wheel is being rough tonight, man. Let's see. Next spin. We have Sulema Santiago. Vitamin A promotes growth and immunity in new puppies. Lack of vitamin A can end in fetal deformations. By the way, something easy that gives you vitamin A is carrots. So feeding your female dogs carrots is going to help you with this issue. So Sulema Santiago. Here we go, Sulema. Nothing but love for you. Here we go. All right. Is the third one the winner? Spin again. Oh, you barely got it. Thank goodness. All right, here we go. Sulema. Oh, man. All right, Sulema. All right, it looks like the wheel is negating just about everyone tonight. We have Zulema Santiago again. Zinc is essential for the adequate development of the placenta. Zinc deficiency can promote infertility, prolonged labor, retardation, teratogenesis, or embryonic or fetal death. And here we go. Sulema. This time you got it. Regal Choice, $50. Whoa, man. The wheel. Man, the wheel. But listen, Sulema, I love your energy. I love the fact you kept researching just to, keep giving information out there that's helpful for others. Detailer says, which would help with irregular heat cycles, infertility, lack of libido in males, and poor litter survivals in females? It's a good question. I would say vitamin E is going to help with keeping sperm motile, helping with libido. Oh, man, that's a hard one, man. I know zinc is one of the things you definitely want to give them. Zinc, vitamin E. Man, I'm stumped on that one. Hold on. Let's look it up, man. Let me see. Improved dog libido. Look, you guys are going to say, dude, how is it you don't know this? I'm going to tell you why. I have never seen a male dog have libido issues. They want them out, and they want them out all the time. So it's saying a balanced diet, stress-free environment. So, yeah, it's really not giving me omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, omega-3s, I guess. But that's not really going to help with libido, in my opinion. As far as female and poor survival rates, I'm going to tell you right now, having her in a clean cage with cement, okay, or tile or something of that nature, not on soil. Making sure she has her vitamins, like, Sulema was talking about vitamin A, zinc. A lack of these two things are going to cause issues with the pups, or maybe even cause an abortion. So making sure that she has a stress-free environment, a clean environment, and has, the vitamins and the nutrition she needs should be good. If you're still having issues, I mean, there's just so many things. I would recommend you go talk to a vet on that one. Oh, I didn't realize that Miklo says nothing on screen, Raul, on the spins. Can't see the wheel, said Zulema. Okay, my bad. Let me bring it up again. Can you guys see the wheel now? I'll go ahead and give you another spin, Zulema, just to show you guys I'm very transparent. But I apologize if I didn't show the wheel. It was definitely not intentional. And Sulema Santiago gets $100. There you go, Sulema. There you go. You made $100, Sulema. Nothing but love. Do me a favor, Sulema. Download QBN app. I know you already have it. Go to Holland Custom Designs. Tell Kyle, give Kyle your information, especially if you have Cash App or PayPal. And as soon as he forwards it to me, I'll send you the money. That's not an issue. All right. Yeah, people are saying, where's Hollywood with the IT help? Hey, look, Sulema, she got a third spin and it worked. Selenium. Okay, selenium definitely could be something that helps with sperm and libido, if you will. He says, detailer saying selenium does irregular heat cycles, infertility, lack of libido in males, and poor litter survival in females. Okay, I just want you to understand something, detailer. Selenium is one of many things that could cause these very things. So let me give you an example. If you have, say, a female that has deficiency in vitamin A, but she has all the selenium in the world, you're still going to have issues. Or you have a female that has vitamin A and selenium, but she lives taking a mud bath every other day. Yeah, you're probably going to end up with infections, some sort of issue, and she might end up aborting. I'm just saying, it's not just one thing. A mineral needed for pancreatic function and tissue elasticity, plays a vital role in regulating thyroid hormone and fat metabolism. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Queen says cat's claw helps with the immune system, not only helping with inflammation, but also with viral and fungal infections. So this one could help with inflammation in the uterus. It can, but here's the thing. What's causing the inflammation? What's causing the inflammation is going to be an infection, right? An invader, whether it's fungus, bacteria, whatever. So how do you stop that, right? How do you stop that? Because if you have an inflamed uterus and I give you turmeric, which is going to help the inflammation, did I fix your problem? No, the infection is still there. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. I see you guys. I see the wheels spinning. I see you guys thinking a little bit more, thinking outside of the box. And I really, really appreciate that, man. Listen, that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. This was very informative, very fast, and very efficient. I hope you guys were able to pick up and learn something. I am not sure yet if we're going to go on live midnight tonight. You guys will know within the next hour or two. I'll probably drop a thumbnail and a link and let you know if we will or we won't. But either way, I hope you guys have learned something from us tonight as to some female reproductive issues and some things that you're able to give and you're able to do. Hey, Big Raul from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next one.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL booties to extreme. Pocket standing, not left behind. Bully breeding is a grind, we don't mind. Pick it up shit, face no posting. Put in the time, we get up behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint cross. They grinding with 10 toes down. Some get big handy when they win at a show. Some act like Joe, plus some hype for dough. Real breeders are humble, you know. Cause they know just cause you won the class don't mean you won the show.